we'll start the second panel on living on the border and living under the border, where we have three contributions on experiences of actors living in the borders when it was in transition. So we're going to study the borders. With this panel, we're going to study experiences and agents, and therefore agency. And we'll concentrate on these to seek real insights and have discussions on forward about borders. Each of the presentation have 20 minutes, and I'll open the forum for discussion after the third contribution. So, no short questions if you have one. We'll start with Hrvoje Čapek, who is in Croatian Institute of History. And he's going to present us a paper really interesting because he's going to ask the question, can we trace a frontier after the incorporation of this frontier through violence and emotions? So he's going to ask this question on mapping the legacy, tracing the Croatian military frontier through criminal behavior data in the first 10 years of the 20th century. So,
thanks. Good afternoon. We just had a nice break and full strength to continue our journey amidst the borders. So, before I even start, I should add some remarks about my title. Maybe you noticed it's kind of slightly different than in Europe, because during my research, those time periods, they were sharp. So I had this first one, like 87, 82. It's like an anchor. It's this transitional time of reincorporation of military materials here into civilian operation. And the second one is a kind of time supporter or comparative supporter, which was my first interest to research how can we trace that the military frontier in statistical data of 1900 to 1910. But when I looked into the statistical data, due to some administrative changes in those last 5 years, between 1905 and 1910, I couldn't trace it anymore because of the some kind of different borders and due to that total different statistical data. That's why I'm finishing with 1910, 1905. Well, what I'm interested in is the phenomenon of military war. You can see it here on the map. Once called the biggest army flag in Europe. I don't know if you can see it. Excellent. But I'm going. It's an idea, it's a political, almost military kind of creation that stretched from Adriatic Sea all the way to Transylvania. But 1/5 of it was on Croatian soil. And today we are going to deal with this part of military frontier. It had a simple purpose, just to defend Austrian lands, especially Styria documents, especially dealing with war times, like First World War, I was keep finding some kind of clues and trenches about the military frontier. This was especially during the First World War. I'll just show you some kind of image to show you that. This is a 1915 war postal, some kind of card. But it represents and it shows Circle for the 2nd Devils Division, Operation Division of the US Hungarian Army, which was consisted out of 4 regiments, 25th, 26th, these guys from 27, and the last one is from 28. For our team, the most interesting are these 2 guys. 25th Zagreb Regiment, and 26th Karlovac Regiment. This one was for the main capital city, and this one was from Sundays and former military frontier. Yeah. And as you can see, this nice gentleman with groomed mustaches, neatly, all nice. And this one is more hairy, bearded, biting his knife, biting with his knife. So it is quite visual how the people of the First World War saw the former frontier man. So it's not the only kind of example I ran into it. There is a hardly checkable kind of anecdote or part of tranche for history, and it happened allegedly somewhere in Serbian front in 1914, when during fights one of the Serbian officers of the Kingdom of Serbia, called to the Austro-Hungarian soldiers and called for them to give up and not to be killed in vain. But it surprisingly answer for the Austro-Hungarian trenches was that we will never give up, we are the Serbs from Ukraine. So that's kind of very surprising to me and very visible that group, what kind of self-image themselves can be from one's former military frontier and those civilian parts. But speaking, so that was kind of interesting question that I wanted to see some kind of in more detailed way. So I reviewed all the problem and found this kind of example from 1884. It says a lot about 2 kind of birds, the one from civilian Croatia and one from the military frontier. So it says murder committed for whatever reason should always be the Nazis, God hated crime. And there were such crimes taken so often in Croatia, particularly in certain areas. There is an obvious sign that society is very sick, and those certain areas are located in the former military frontier. Having considered values for the majority of murders committed in those areas, a man's life is valued no more than the life of a rooster, cat, or dog. If a neighbor argues with another neighbor or brother with brother, one should immediately pull out a knife to strike an axe to kill a neighbor or brother. That sadly proved that one part of the people wild beast-like nature still reigns. As his nature makes him stubborn, quick-tempered, he takes little to his wild beast nature to boil. For a man to like a beast, red in his eyes in a moment and threaten the life of his fellow man. During military conflicts, a frontier soldier was no less fierce and aggressive than he is today. However, in that time, such crimes that disgrace all people have as law. We should still put forward the firm belief that the kind of governments, with its laws and regulations, is for frontier soldiers according to the state of its moral, spiritual, and mental development to live to become therefore inappropriate. So this is the next one example of the 2 words. So somewhere between the mid-16th century and second half of the 18th and early 19th century, and total special world was created. World in former military Croatia created a people who were loyal those soldiers might be unleashed. Those are his grandson on occasion. My son, they will be inherited by dedicated things on military authority and governments. They shouldn't have to. Whenever they give on, all others refrain from being dishonest. You could leave a golden coin in the middle of the road, and no one would touch it. 8 days later, you could find it on the same spot. So please remember this kind of gold coin, because I think that we are going to find it in one of the next that I will show you later. Just after the reincorporation of the military frontier into civilian British Park, which happened in 1881, a scientist, economist, Frank Bernich, in 1885, started to deal with statistical data, trying to show that criminal behavior is more often in former military frontier parts than in civilian. So basically the column A77 and A82 are his numbers. The one you are my numbers. I made it totally, so I basically followed what Urbanich done in 1885. Kept track of his questions, his methodology, and tried to find comparative results can be traced former military frontier 20 years later at the beginning of the 20th century. What we can see here that some kind of shift happened. Because according to Urban's data, crimes on the territory of former military frontier there are less often than in the civilian part of Croatia. Under new data I collected, this kind of numbers are totally upside down. So now we have 57 total crimes, which are average numbers on former military frontier areas, and only 13 on former on civilian Croatia. I have to say that both of us are working on data from the county courts. So during the Urban's time in 1885, in Croatia there were 12 of those courts. During the 1931, there were only 9 of those courts. And there is another important detail that Urbanich hadn't incorporated in his data, I mean under military frontier area of Bjelovar, the county court, which was a part of the military frontier, but some 10 years before the complete reintegration in 1881. That's your So, in his research, this part is excluded because this part was incorporated into civilian Croatia back in 1871. So he considered it as a natural part of civilian Croatia, and due to that, he incorporated the data for criminal behavior in civilian part of Croatia. That's how we got some kind of different numbers. But when we put on a map, these crimes are total by the beginning of the 20th century, and the black here is a border that was military frontier. I think that you can visually see some kind of difference between one civilian part of Croatia and one military
80%, or maybe 100% even, of all crimes, political crimes in Croatia, was made into due to the first and the second group of violence and crimes. Most important one from the first group is theft, and the second one is previous bodily harm. They are the most usual crimes that existed in parts of Croatia back in the second half of the 19th century. They even cities. But what changed at the beginning of the 20th century, the total crime groups are shifted again. But here, in the 80s, we have this kind of correlations between civilian creation, 67% of the theft, alcohol raised on the theft, and on military currently 74%, while here, second group is much less incorporated because 20 years later, we have to look at opposite relations. First group that instead is both civilian and border military frontier Croatia, much lesser than the second group, which is now increased by numbers, like previous bodily harm. So, what Erwin done next, what I did after him, is count the number of criminals from 50,000 inhabitants. During the 80s, the numbers were very high. Civilian Croatia had 25.3 criminals per 1,000 inhabitants, and former military frontier around 37, which is like 49% bigger number than when it comes to civilian Croatia. What we have seen and what we see at the beginning of the 20th century, the civilian Croatia, these numbers rapidly increased both civilian and Croatian military frontier. But this number is beginning here and trending over the military frontier. But still, this kind of correlation is high. It's almost 50% higher than on the parts of civilian Croatia. 60 unions, like old people, are making more